I'm John. Welcome to Mr. G's Workbench. Today we're going to start a new project that's going to involve a lot of firsts for me. It's going to be an armor diorama. This is based on the survey we did where you guys got to pick my next project. This was one of the two that tied. So today we're going to kick off the build of Meng's M4 A376W, and it came in a box called Victory Kiss. It came with a metal barrel, it came with extra photo etch, and it came with two figures, the crewman and the girl exchanging a kiss. The next couple of episodes will involve me putting the tank together. What I'm going to do is I'll show you some stuff as I go along. Once the tank is built, then we're going to put it on a diorama base. I got this from Mini Art. This is their Village diorama base. It should be big enough to accommodate the tank and the figures. I may buy a couple of extra figures just to kind of flesh the scene out. That's going to be something else I've not done before. I've not built one of Mini Art's bases yet. This one you actually have to cut and assemble the parts. I'm definitely going to get into that on camera. Then finally we'll paint the figures. I have never painted a figure very well, so hopefully I'll figure out how to do it in the meantime. Another thing I plan on doing in this series of videos is anytime I rely on an outside source for learning how to do something. I've watched some videos by Panzermeister 36, Night Shift, Adam Mann. They've all done painting and weathering videos on armor, obviously, the big armor guys. I'm going to try to put cards up in the corner up here. Anytime I do something that I learned from one of their videos, I'll try to refer back to that video. So that being said, let me show you what I've got for this project. Obviously I showed you the tank kit. I showed you the diorama base. I've got paint. For the figures, I bought these, they're called Scale 75. So I've not used these before, but they had a complete set for US Army uniforms. They look good to me. I'm going to try them out. I'm assuming they're kind of acrylic like ammo or MIG. Then to paint the tank, I have Hataka Olive Drab. And if that doesn't work for me, I've got Tamiya Olive Drab. And then if I still have problems, I think I have a full bottle of Model Master Olive Drab. So I'm hoping the Hataka works. I've had good experience with it. So my plan is to use that. When we get to painting the tank, I found some very interesting stuff from Panzermeister 36. So I'm definitely going to link to that. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to do exactly what he did because it just looked so good when he was done. And I've got a couple of references. I've got, this is from a Polish publisher. It's full of pictures of the Sherman. And then I got Tankograd. This is like an owner's manual for a tank. This has lots of great stock factory pictures of Shermans. And I'll probably also, I'll be taking my iPad and skimming the internet looking for more pictures. What I tend to do on a project is I'll go on and do an image search online. I try to download as many images as I can and collect them in one of the photo albums on my iPad. Now you know where we're going with this, so we're going to jump into the build. I've already started. I've done some of the basic work on the kit. I've just got the lower hull partially assembled, so let's jump into it. Okay, 99th time is a charm. I've been trying to show you how these suspension assemblies come together. There's 3 left and 3 right, obviously, on the Sherman. And you have to bring these components together to create one. It's a working suspension. So if I can get this assembled on camera, first of all, I'll be very proud of myself. There's 2 metal springs that fit over these caps here. The fun part is you have to slightly compress them to get this piece in here. All right. And then you gotta kind of try and hold that. There's two wheels. One is marked B, one is marked C because of the way they're arranged. You hold one in place, then you gotta kind of try to finagle the other one in place. Kind of get those held together. Get that roller on there. You gotta take the other side of the suspension assembly. And there you go. Wow, I did it. You get it together. You gotta keep pinching it so that it doesn't fly apart. And what I've been doing is I've been taking one of these spring clamps, if that's what that's called, whatever that clamp is called. I do this, and then I get some to me extra thin on those joints right there. Obviously, it's not going to affect the springs because they're metal. Just get some glue on both sides of that so it can start drying. The parts fit together pretty well. It's just a matter of, like I said, getting that together. It took me 5 times to do that on camera. There's that one. This is the last one I did that I couldn't get done on camera. This is the one I did the other day, and the reason why they have you doing these metal springs is that the suspension really works. So we've got 6 of these suspension assemblies assembled now. And what we have to do now is there's a spring that goes on top of here. Meng gives you a spring that's molded, and that would be part B22. But in the Victory Kiss boxing, you get this set of photo etch from ET Model, and it comes with photo etch springs. So what I'm going to do is I'll put one of these together because I thought it was going to be a horror show, and to be quite honest, it was pretty simple. I've already cut out the piece of photo etch that'll ultimately be the spring. The first thing to do with any of this, and I was stubborn to do this for years, is you have to anneal it if you're going to bend it. So I'm holding it with a pair of pliers. I've got a lighter. That's it. So the hardest part of doing this bend is just trying to replicate this this bend here, this curve. So after looking around my workbench and trying to find something that would help me match that bend, I found that one of these disposable brushes did the trick. I get the striped portion is facing out, and I just bent it around the shaft of this disposable brush, like so. You get that. And then there's 2 dashed lines on here. One is there, and there's some dots you can barely make out. It's probably hard to see with the shine. So where the dots are up here, you're going to make a bend. Looks like about a 30-degree angle. You can kind of match it up using the kit part. And then the one closer to the edge is going to be perpendicular to the ground. So after getting everything flush, you wind up with that. Next step is you have to sand the top of this suspension assembly flat. After you sand the top of the housing, you can install that photo etch spring right on top. It does look 100 times better than the molded one. They give you photo etch bolt heads. You cut them out. I just put 2 on there. The instructions tell you to put 4 more on the front face of it here, but honestly, nobody's going to see that, and I kind of want to get moving on that. So let me show you how these tracks go together. I'm not going to lie, it's extremely tedious. You've got 2 parts individually make up each track. So you get some extra thin, put that on, Put them together and you get a track. Put a series of them together. You get these. Meng gives you this little tray. Then what you're going to do is you're going to put these little links together, and those go into these little slots. Now the astute among you may notice that I left the two slots here empty. That's because there's already two of these links on the end of that track. Now that you have those in place, you drop this cover over them to hold them in place. You stick these pins. See those holes? You'll stick pins into each of those holes. The pins are graciously provided by Meng as well. Don't stick them all the way in though, because you got to apply a little CA on the tip. So now you see those pins are almost all the way in. Now you take a little CA of your choice. And I just get some on the tips of all those pins. Just need it on the ends. And I use the edge of the tweezers to push them all in. Then I go back, take the toothpick, and I just kind of touch the other end of those pins here. I mean, unless you're going to play tanks on the floor, I don't think it's going to be an issue. Take the cover off. And there you go. One flexible set of tracks. And then all you have to do is connect the pins to the end cap. And it'll keep going. So you get 10 every time you do that, 78 per side, 4 parts per link. What could possibly go wrong? So we're just about done with the hull of the Sherman. I just got the tracks left to finish assembling. Showed you how that's going to go. That's going to take a little while. There's 78 track links per side, and you can do 10 at a time. It takes about 20 minutes to 30 minutes to finish 10. So I've got a couple of days of work ahead of me on that. Probably the least enjoyable part of the build, but you know, what do I think of the rest of the kit so far? The rest of it was pretty easy to assemble. The extra photo etch you get in the Victory Kiss boxing from ET Models it's really well detailed, and I'd love to use it all, but some of it's just too small for my fingers to deal with or to hold them even in my tweezers. So I'm kind of picking my battles as I go along. I'll show you a couple of pictures. The pieces that help to hold the tools on look good. I was happy with the spare track link racks that go on the back of the hull, as well as the cargo rack that they give you to replace the plastic one in the kit. Well worth the time and effort. Again, I picked my battles with the cargo rack because they were parts that were just so small. You know, they won't even be seen later on. Don't tell anybody, all right? So I'm happy with the overall look of it. I'll show you a couple of quick pictures in detail here. I'm pretty well satisfied with it. So I also like the working suspension assemblies, those working metal springs that go in. Even if I just play with it a little bit before I put it on a diorama, I'll be happy with it. It was well worth the, again, well worth the time and effort. A couple of quick things about the channel. As of this recording, I've got 214 subscribers. Thank you all very much. I've almost doubled my subscriber count since last month. Again, I couldn't be happier about it. And for this past 28-day period, majority of my viewers, you guys watching, are in the US, the UK, France, Singapore, and Greece. Thank you all very much. It's pretty cool to know people in other parts of the world are watching. So thank you all again. And on that note, over 70% of the people who watch my videos aren't subscribed to the channel. If you're not subscribed, why not? Come on over to the dark side and subscribe. You'll get notified every time I come out with new content, and it'll make me happy. So don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell. And don't forget to visit Instagram page. There it is. That's my handle. And I also have a Facebook page. Just do a search for Mr. G's Workbench. There's a ton of photos there. And as I do new projects and stuff, I'm adding more stuff to that page as well. You can share stuff there. At least I'm fairly certain you can share stuff there. So I hope you'll stop by, share some modeling tips, share your builds, and let's make it a space where we can all exchange ideas and improve a little bit as we go along, all right? So next time we come back, we'll be completing, hopefully, building the Sherman. Not even thinking about painting yet. I've got some ideas. So next time we come back, the tracks should be done, and we'll be building the turret. Thanks again for stopping in, and I look forward to seeing everyone next time. Take care.